Defining the differences between the Eat What You Kill formula and the new law ABC compensation platforms. Let's start with the Eat What You Kill platform, which is a common fixture in insurance defense firms and small to medium-sized firms that are managed by old-school lawyers. They're of the belief that 20-year veteran partners should still be putting in 60-hour work weeks and billing 2,000 hours per annum. Usually, it's heavily skewed towards personal billings. Essentially, when you've brought in more workload than you can bill yourself, the law of diminishing returns starts to apply. Whereas in the ABC formula, there are 3 revenue streams that all pay well. If you bring in a client and also bill the work for them, you get A, which ranges from 65 to 80% depending on the firm and what it provides. If you bring in the client and cross-sell to someone else, you get B, which is a whopping 20 to 30%. And finally, if someone else brings in the client and you do the work, you get C, which is a solid 35 to 50% of the collections. The new law version of this platform offers the best combination of pay, lifestyle, and cross-selling because it is a transparent meritocracy. However, you better make sure your clients will port with you, because if they don't, you'll die a horrible death of starvation in the desert. Well, okay, it's not that bad, but you don't want to go to an ABC platform unless you're sure your clients will come with you. So now that we know how the ABC formula works, let's do some quick examples. Rosa has a portable book of $1 million and charges $600 per hour. It would take roughly 1,700 hours to service her book on her own, and if her firm pays 70%, she would make $700,000. But let's say Rosa only wants to work 30 hours a week, and she also wants to take a month-long photo safari through Africa. She only bills 1,000 hours a year for a personal billing total of $600,000. That nets her $420,000. The remaining $400,000 is billed by others, and for their billings, she receives another $100,000 and a total income of $520,000. That's not bad for part-time work and a month off. In our next example, Rosa has a $500,000 book, but $200,000 is sent to attorneys in other practice areas. She gets $210,000 on the work she does herself and $50,000 on what she sends to others, totaling $260,000 for billing 830 hours. However, other partners send her 400 hours of work. She makes $300 hourly, netting an extra $120,000, so her total income is $380,000. Finally, let's say Rosa's book was $1,500,000, and she decides to bill 1,850 hours herself. She would get $777,000 for the work she did, and also 25% on work she sent to others, which would be $100,000 more. That means, for working 40 to 45 hours a week, she makes a total income of $877,000. One caveat: there are virtual firms out there with this model but who offer no support whatsoever. We've even heard of attorneys being told to take the computer that crashed and has dozens of patents in it to the Geek Squad. So probe deeply into those aspects of a new law firm before joining one. On the other hand, the other advantages of the better new law model firms is that they offer partners complete control over rates and lifestyle. At the best new law model platforms, attorneys are making deep into the 6 or even 7 figures. More importantly, they're actually happy. They enjoy successful marriages and strong, healthy relationships with their kids because they're home for dinners, they're making the recitals and graduations of their kids and grandkids, and they're taking annual vacations that attorneys at traditional law firms have only ever dreamed of.